Morning, everybody. We are 5 minutes from starting our live feed this morning. We just want you guys to send a few comments, just say who you are, what school, club that you play for, and that you can hear me okay. Just doing a little sound check. Just going to check. That's right there.
Okay.
Maybe no one's commented yet. Let me have a little look. Right, there's a big delay. We're just waiting for some comments to come through. Comments on. There we go. It's because it was turned off. Joel's watching. Neil. Mr. Cundy's watching. Tom. Loads of people. That's excellent. Lisa, all the way from South Africa to Germany into our back garden. It's nice to see you. I hope the young family are watching as well. So while we're waiting till past, for those that didn't see any of the social media posts, you just need a stick, a ball, and 4 markers. So anything you want, tins of tomatoes, cars, other hockey balls, golf balls, whatever you want is absolutely fine. There's about a 20-second delay between what we're doing here and then us seeing it back on the iPad. So if there's a delay in us responding to questions or not acknowledging that people are here, do apologise. They're going so fast apparently we can't write them down. Hold on a second. I will be back, guys. I will be back.
Hold back for a bit and you can just see before you start.
Okay. Who have we got here? Brian Whittle. Tahim's there. Hi, Tahim. How are you? The comments are, if you tap the side, they come up again. So, Thomas Clack. If you want to go back, you can scroll up and down. So if they disappear, just touch the screen. Hockey for Heroes, good. Tristan from South Africa again. Jacob McCarthy, hey Jacob, hope you're well. Hope you and your brother are still on talking terms. Mott Tater, that's a cool name. I wonder where he's from. Zoe, morning Zoe, nice to see you. Well, your profile picture anyway, I wish I could see you. Stupid lockdown. Kyoko and Thomas. Thomas is out learning from his mother this morning. Nermal from Wolverhampton, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Keel's here, of course he is. We'd have cancelled if he didn't sign in. Mia Dunn is back again. Hello, Mia. So we've got a few minutes till we start. We're just waiting because last week a few people had a little bit of trouble trying to sign in and find the pause. Couldn't find the link. Got something, starts off a little bit similar to last week and then it goes into something a bit different. Just to touch on a few points. 66 people so far, that's not bad at all. Early on a Wednesday morning. It's gone quiet, it's gone down to 60. Right, Liv, hello Liv, Hockey Tricks, nice to see you with us today. Gemma is here as well, nice to see all these new faces. Hopefully you'll enjoy yourselves today. Again, all the way through, any comments, send them through. We'll try and tailor everything to fit all ages and abilities. Apparently it's not that early anymore in Germany. To be honest, I've been up since 5 o'clock. This is almost midday to me at the moment. Okay, we're getting closer to the start time. Tracy, hello Tracy, nice to join us. Hi Rob, haven't seen you for a long time. Hope you're well, from Harlow. Lots of names going up. That's excellent. So we must be getting near. It's 10:30. So I think we'll give it one more minute and then we'll go. Hello, Oliver. Now, I know you were a goalkeeper, but there's no reason why you can't join in. You were a very good outfield player before you turned to the dark side and put the pads on. Kerry Shipman. Hello, Kerry. Nice to see you. Right, we're very nearly ready to get going. Right, I'm going to pass this back and I think we're going to start. Hi, Nads. Nice to see you join us. Okay, so we're going to crack on. It's 10:30 and if you're late, you're late. So what we need to start with, just so we can get cracking, is 4 markers. We've spoken about this before, but hopefully you've got 4 things you can use as markers. I've got little coaching cones. We need 1 ball and 1 stick. And to start with, we're just going to go through what we did last week, which is just a basic Indian dribble just to warm up. So hockey warm up. I'm not conscious that people have got outdoor space, indoor space, and we need to make sure that I kind of cater for everyone in their environment. I need to cater for all ages and abilities. It looks like we're going to put out a later show today, and the later show will be aimed more at coaches and more experienced players. It'll be a bit more Q&A led rather than led by me, but hopefully you can just join in and feel like we're in a massive coaching session. It's just that we're not all on the same pitch. The first thing I want to do is just a foot width apart, shoulder width apart, Indian dribble, just to warm up, just to get our hands moving. And we're looking at taking the ball from side to side. Key things for parents out there, Dobbo's on board. Dobbo, you could learn from this, mate, so stay tuned. Is for beginner parents or brand new people to the game, left hand at the top of the stick in the air, into the elbow, fold the right hand on, finger down the back. When the ball is on the open, the fingers down the back. When the ball is on the reverse, the fingers down the front. Better players, I want to see quick dribbles, intermediates, stop, touch, stop, touch, stop, touch, stop, touch, stop, touch. Okay. The key is that we don't want to tap the ball too much. We want to do a bit more of a drag. So that's just our warm up. We're just going to grab a few more people just while we warm up, get the hands going. Zach Wallace is on board. That's 2 of the Stickwise coaches on board, which is awesome. We should have been together today because today should have been our second day of our second camp. Absolutely gutted not to see all my my Stickwisers and my Stickwise brothers and sisters. We should be still just warming up. I'm going to give you a little break. So if you have a little break now, just rest your back, because I'm assuming that most of you, as usual, have bent your back instead of bending your knees and keeping your back up. This week, having learned the lesson from last week, I've got a timer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to time 1 minute, and I want to see how many times you can dribble the ball from one foot to the other and back. Now, the idea here is to go as fast as you can go within control. If you make mistakes, we've said before, it's really not a problem. That means you're pushing yourself. You just get the ball back and you carry on and you get cracking. Christian Moody, I am actually trying to send you a parcel, Christian, but Hermes aren't on my side at the moment. Took my money, but not the parcels. Jason's here as well. There's a whole heap of Stickwise coaches here. So the time is going to start. I'm going to give you a countdown from 3, and you've got 1 minute to do as many Indian dribbles from left to right as you can. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go! A minute doesn't seem long when you're under pressure. Lucy Jane is there. Hopefully she's out there. Hopefully she's going to get 250 Indian dribbles in the next minute. Sophia and Lauti from Hampstead and Westminster have joined us. I'm assuming that's either mother and daughter or a sister and a sister. Halfway through, guys, don't forget, you do actually need to count if you want to know how many you've done at the end. Hi Nick, Bentley, how are you? Amount of people that do this, and I say at the end, how many have you done? And they say, oh, I forgot to count. Does make me laugh. 15 seconds to go. Just keep going, keep going. Keep the knees bent, the back straight. Keep going. It's just a warm up before we move on to what we're going to do next. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just so you know that that was me with an official timer, not just making up a minute when I felt like it. So it probably won't be long now until we see some scores coming through. I'm sure we'll get some good scores. I'm hoping Zach will get at least 100, 110. Dobbo, if you can try and get over 50, that would be awesome. It's also a good time to have a little drink as well. Jules is here. One of my best friends in the world has just popped on. That means Lucy and that means Bron are watching as well. That's awesome. So hopefully the scores will just start popping up. I'm going to grab a drink. I can read the scores. My production team have given me quite a good idea. So Kerry Shipman, 120. Mott Tater, 155. Chloe Green, 112. Kev Cow, what a ledge, 64. Sophie, 85. Nirma Singh, 104. Georgia Benz, 149. Akil, 140. Peter Dobson, 10. Well, that's good, mate, because, to be honest, that's more than I thought. Christian, 108. Oh, there's too many to read now. You guys, that's awesome. Well done, guys. Well, that's the warm-up period of the session over. Just a little taster. That's the appetizer before the main course. We don't stuff ourselves up on chips and dips. One thing before we go any further is we are giving away prize today. We're going to give away a hockey stick today to the person that likes and shares today's video when it gets posted after this as the most. So there's an incentive to go out and just share and push this video as much as possible. We really want to hit as many numbers as we can. Got Truro Hockey Club from here. That's in a country called Cornwall, down on the west of England. So what we need to do to set up the next drill, after you finish sharing and liking our video, is we need 3 of our markers, and we're going to put a marker at each end of our stick. We're then going to put our stick to the left, and we're going to put another marker down again. I'll give you a few seconds to do that. Some of you have just realised that you really do need 4 markers. It wasn't just something I said to kill time and are rushing around that front room. It would be awesome to see photos of you guys, because I think there's going to be a second prize. There will be a smaller prize for the person that tags Stickwise into Instagram, Twitter or Facebook with the best picture of themselves doing the drills this morning. I want to see pictures of remote controls and kids' toys and all flower pots being used as your marks. So Jason only got 4, so Dobbo, don't feel too bad. There are people out there worse than yourself. The next skill then is going to be, last week we worked on dragging the ball from side to side, a good stick length wide. Now beginners, again, I don't mind if you go stop, tap and tap. The better players can do it. It might be a little bit slower, and the really good players should be able to drag the ball from width to width without stopping. So you should all be good enough to challenge yourself to make the drill interesting. It's all just memory, muscle memory, and getting yourself into repetitive practice. And that's just going to be our warm-up to start with. You'll find out what the third cone saw in a minute. So again, just left, but when you do this, make sure it's dragged from side to side, not a big tap and a big tap. That's going to lead to lots of mistakes. That's also going to lead to people tackling us as well. So I'm going to give you a minute or so just to practice that. We'll then go into another minute competition, and then that will be absolutely, the warm-up is finished. Key thing again, make sure you keep those knees bent, stick your bottom out and keep the back straight. We don't want to bend our back. Not only do we have an issue that our back is going to get sore when we do that, but it's also going to be a problem in that our vision is straight down and we can't really run very fast in that position. So you're taking away 2 really strong assets of a good player, which is speed and vision. Okay, so let's just do 1 minute, timing you to go from one cone to the other. Again, mistakes are fine unless they break something in the house. We're going to count you in from 3 again, and then we'll start the minute. 3, 2, 1, go. So Left to right, big drags. This is leading into the real bulk, the real meat of what we're trying to achieve this morning. If there's two people in the same room, it might be you don't count, but you just want to beat each other's scores. Keep it really competitive. We're a third of the way through at the moment. Drag the ball, don't tap it, finger down the back, keep those knees bent. A bit of sibling rivalry, I'm sure, is going on in the front room right now. You didn't do that many. You shut up and leave me alone. The good thing is I can then turn my phone off and leave you squabbling with your parents, and I don't get in any trouble about that. So with 10 seconds to go. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And your time is up. So, a few more scores will come through, I'm sure, in the next 20 seconds. You've been working a lot harder than me, so I suggest that you guys take a drink now, because what we're going to do next is going to be a bit more physical, a bit more challenging, a bit more aerobic than what we've done so far. It's always good to hydrate, guys. Very important. No, I'll leave it. Too many scores came through last time to read out, and I felt bad that I was going to let people down and not read them out. But any key names or excellent scores will appear on my board, and I will read them out. I'm just concerned that Dobbo and Jason got less than their last score, given it's a harder skill. What's the matter? Okay, well, just press the button and scroll back down again. Okay, so the scores are going too fast. We can't actually shout them out. Well, we got one coming up now. Chloe Green, by the looks of it. So you guys are not only quick on the pitch, but you're quick on the keyboard to type your scores. 114, fantastic, Chloe. Right, hopefully we finished our drinks. We're ready to go again. Gemma got 122. Just loosen off that back a little bit, because I'm sure that although I told you to bend your knees, some of you probably still bent your back. Right, while we've got the third marker. When we play hockey, we don't run up the pitch with a perfectly symmetrical Indian dribble or perfectly symmetrical wide drag. So we want to add just a little bit of footwork in and get you moving a little bit more physically as well now. So what we're going to do is you're going to drag, stop, step and drag, and you're just going to keep working back across from one side to the other and just work as fast as you can and for as long as you can, a couple of minutes. I just want you to practice that. Key thing, if you've been watching my videos for the last few weeks, is footwork, footwork, footwork. You can have all the best stick work in the world, but if you chuck the ball in one direction and your feet are facing in the other, then that skill is redundant. It means nothing. So the footwork's really important. So we really want you to get across to the right cone, step to the left, bring your right foot in and step again, and then step back. So this is quite a good session for stick and ball, but also if you want to do a bit of aerobic and a bit of fitness in the lockdown, it's a really good opportunity to just combine the two. So I'll give you a little bit of time on that. If anyone's got any questions or struggling on that, send the question through. I can try and coach you so that you can do it better. Because as usual, I'm just going to put a minute timer on that and just get you, what's the word I'm looking for? Measuring how good you are today, how good you are later on today, and then next week we can see if you've got better. That was quite tiring. You can definitely tell I've been in lockdown. I'm out of breath doing 5 double drags. So we have a question coming. How do you control? Hope it doesn't say your son, because I haven't got an answer for that. How do you control your 3D skills while on the run? That's a good question. You need to look. I've got good video about 3D skills on my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/. There's a video on there all about 3D skills. There's also an advanced one to follow it up. It's even got a drill that you can do in an area as small as this that gets you working on the run, gives you the footwork, gives you the handwork, just to take it forward and help you. It's a good question from Gillian there. So guys, how are we getting on? Hopefully we're getting that movement, that double step in here. Okay, and again, the younger players, you can just do it as slow as you want and just get it right. The better players can do it quick, and then the really good players can do it quick. You might even throw some little dummies in as well. It's all about a little bit of freestyle for those really, really good players that know how to play the game already. So, to get a point, you have to go from one side to the other. And knowing some of the people that are on this YouTube, Facebook channel, you're not allowed to just bypass the middle and count as a touch. It's got to be into the middle and across, into the middle and across. Everyone ready to go? I'll count you down from 3 and I'll get you in again. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. The good thing is that minute gives me a little bit of time to rest. Combination of lockdown and age, I think. Another question coming up. We'll see what that says in a minute. So we're a quarter of the way through. Just trying to visualize what so many people do in this skill in their house, in their front room, in their back garden. How many people have knocked over a lamp, bashed into someone, shouting at the coffee table because they bumped it and it hurt them. We're over halfway through. Just keep going, guys, keep working. It's tiring. Now you know why I was out of breath after I did a few. So 10 seconds left. Keep going, guys. This is when it matters the most. Most matches are lost in the last minute. Keep pushing. You ready? 3, 2, 1. There you go. There's the timer. Okay, so again, tap your scores in. Let's see what you've got. It's an interesting drill. I don't normally do drills as static as this. But I've got to take into account that although some of you might have some nice gardens with some big Astros, or like me, just a piece of cheap offcut rolled over your decking, some people are in the house because of their Wi-Fi connection or because they're stuck in a flat. So I'm hoping I'm covering all the ages, all the abilities, and everyone's different environment. Okay, we're going to move on to the next drill. We kind of touched on this a little bit. You're now going to make a square as we made last week. So again, 2 stick lengths of your stick. It's all relevant to your own stick length and your own ability. And I'm just going to start a couple of drills, a really good drill that I think would be helpful for people that are trying to learn the V-drag. We'll go through that in a minute. Question here is how much was the Astro? And where from? I literally went on eBay. I just hunted around. I found a piece that I knew would fit my decking. It's about £18–90. It's really not a great piece of Astro. If you turned up and played a match in it, you wouldn't be happy. But getting through lockdown, it's more than enough. Charlie Wood, great question. Really, really good question. What I reckon you should do is come back later. Keep an eye out on the Facebook page. And when that second session comes out later today for older, more experienced, better players, we will cover that question. So Charlie, please come back, ask that question again, and I promise I'll go through it. Okay, what's the time? We've got 11 minutes. We're doing fine for time. Does anyone need a drink? Put your hands up. Anyone that put their hand up, I can't see you. So I can't actually allow you to have a drink, but you can have a drink because I need a drink. So 30-second drink spray. I know how tiring that is. I only did 5 and I was tired. Either whether it's age or whether it's lack of fitness, either way, I'm not happy. I wish I was fit again. Okay, so we're moving on to the next drill. We spoke last week about the square and about freestyling, but we didn't really touch on anything particularly other than just freestyling around the group. And we really did, though, mention and talk about all the footwork we said before that Zach did a video for us on our Instagram page that was about creating your own space and turning. But this is a really good drill for coaches out there, for anyone that wants to learn to V-drag. Now, the key thing about a V-drag is when you pull the ball back, that we don't stop it and then have another touch to go forward. That's one of the things that kind of annoys me the most, because you do a really good pull back, you're in a great position, you stop it, and then you lose your momentum. So what I want to see is I want you to start on a cone on the outside corner, and you're going to pull it to the middle, at what point your second touch goes to the next cone, and then you just repeat the drill in a square. So you're just learning how to pull the ball back and how to drive with your next touch to the corner. It's a really simple drill, but I think it really helps with learning how to pull that ball back and driving at the 45-degree angle on the opposite side. Now, it will get a bit tiring on the left leg. I just found that. But you make sure that you can always make sure that you move your right foot as well. And again, what we're looking for is a drag, not a tap, and a bash. Really, really slick, silky, gliding drags are what we're looking for. And again, it's quite tiring. So maybe do 3-4 laps of your box, have a little rest, go back in again. If anyone's struggling, give me a shout. I'll see if I can answer the question, because in a minute, again, we're going to set a little challenge on it. I'm very driven by objectives and challenges and setting goals and then seeing if you can achieve those goals. It's really important. Helps us to measure if we're getting better. Sometimes we might not think we're better, but if we were to time our run or time our drag flick and see, we'd actually realise it is going quicker, but it's not maybe obvious to the naked eye. So again, hopefully people have got enough space for this drill. Hopefully people are going around in circles. Anyone that got too dizzy and fell over, can you tell me if you videoed it and send it to me, because that could be quite funny to watch. I did a video yesterday. I went for a bike ride with my family and I went past the bridge, down a dip and up the other side. And my son, who was videoing, actually says to the camera, it doesn't matter if he falls off because it'll be funny. That's the sort of son that I brought up. Brilliant. The hardest session later on today, I'm going to do it at 5:30 on this exact same channel. 5:30 today. I don't expect to have as many people watching, but if I can just maybe work with 50, 60 people and just help them to work on the skills that they want to learn, it's not a problem at all. I can actually kind of walk through the technique for drag flicking. I wouldn't be able to do one, but we can certainly go through any questions you've got. So there we go. We're now going to start with our challenge. Just double check that you haven't knocked your cones and they're all 2 stick lengths apart. I want you to start with your ball at a corner and try to be as honest as you can that you're going to the middle and all the way out, all the way out, all the way out, and work on manipulating that ball. Massive skill before is the V-drag. Okay, going to count you in from 3 again. 1 minute. 3, 2, 1, go. My teachers always used to say to me at school, more haste, less speed, or more speed, less haste. To be honest, I can't say it these days, and to be honest, I still don't understand what it means. But what I would say is whatever you're doing in your front room, do it as quickly as you can, but under control. There's no point doing it quicker than you're able to, losing the ball and giving the ball away. It defeats the point of the objective. Very good question, Charlie Wood. Reverse V-drags are coming next. You read my mind, young man. Or might not be an old man, young man. Could be a girl. Charlie's a girl's name. So with 15 seconds to go, that left thigh is probably getting quite burnt, quite tired now. 10 seconds to go. Just keep counting, keep pushing yourself, keep the lungs going. Don't give up. 3, 2, 1. There you go, guys. So take a breather. Again, great time to argue with anyone if you're doing it in pairs. You didn't get that score, I got more than you. No, you didn't, you can't count. All of those arguments are fine. One of the advantages of having one child is that I don't get all the sibling squabbling. So I don't know how many I would expect you to do in a minute there. Each cone is 1 lap is 4. In a minute, it could be 30, 40. Hopefully the scores will come through and give me an idea, because I don't know. Akil, if you come on later to our other video, I'll go through the drag flick. I can give you some tips on how to do this in the back garden as well. Really, really, really good friend of mine that I coach from 14 years right the way up to now. He's one of my Stickwise coaches, Ben Mackey. He inspired me on this one. I always had access to a pitch and he didn't, but he showed me how he was able to practice drag flicking in his mum and dad's back garden. It's quite a simple idea, really easy, and I'm pretty sure with what's going on at the moment, you have something you can use even if you've got a grassed back garden. I do think he broke a flower pot or a window though, so we might need to be a bit careful. Some great score though, 53, 75, 54, some in the 30s. Lots of people feeling dizzy, that's what we want to hear. That will make up for anyone that's not going out on a Friday or a Saturday night at the moment. The legs are burning, that's good to hear as well. That's actually really good to hear. I thought it was just me. How are we doing? Right, we've got 4 minutes left. So the last one is going to be exactly the same, except this time we're going to go in the other direction. Now this one's a bit tricky because you can do this to the reverse and push, and this and push, but I just want you to work on going on the opposite side. And there's a bit of a freestyle because again, you can pull it in to the reverse and stop it and then step. Or you can bring it in and in one move you can take that ball as well. So that would look like this. So you can bring it here and there. So either way, we don't mind. I like this trick here and there because it takes it away from the defender in your body space and then back out again. So practice those. You've got a couple of minutes. It's that's more of just a touching the surface of what I want to go through next week, which is inside pulls, reverse V-drags. It's a really good skill. We did touch on it a little bit last week. A player called Mahmood Bhatti that was really good at it. Very difficult to play against because he was so good at that particular skill. Tips aerials again. Gillian, if you come back at 5:30, I'll go through tips for aerials. I've got a very easy couple of tips that can push people forward. So how are you getting on with your inside pulls and your footwork on working out how to use your open to go in your inside pull or stop it on reverse, making your feet work and then pushing the ball out? Still got a couple of minutes left, so just keep working on that one. I'm not going to time this because it feels like that one's a little bit more difficult to do, a little bit more complex. What I will say before we sign off now is with all of these drills, the key thing is that the first part is taking the ball to the V-drag is the slower part of the drill. It's the pulling it back that's quick, and then it's the really aggressive acceleration away on the 45, away from that defender that's trying to get the ball. It's the same on the inside pull. You pull it, and then it's that acceleration to really drive away. And if you watch the really, really good players, they have very few touches, but they have a lot of acceleration, a lot of pace to get away from other players. We're getting really close to the end now, so I really hope that you've enjoyed the session today. It's a little bit similar to last week, but I just wanted to gauge and touch up and get a little bit better at the things that we worked on last week. Don't forget that there's a prize to anyone, the person that shares and likes the video the most. It's going to be a ritual stick. We have one of these two sticks to give away, absolutely brand new, and to the best social media post of anyone and tag in Stickwise, whether it be Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, is this limited edition ritual baseball cap as well. Please follow us on our social medias, so Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. The purpose of doing it is not to keep me occupied and keep me out of trouble. It's to give to you, to try and get to you and give you all the help that you can have to try and come out of this lockdown a better person, a better player, and not look back at it, at this time as that was a waste of time. I could have been doing X, Y, and Z. I'm giving you X, Y, and Z. I want to help you. I'll be back at 5:30 today for another session. It will cover things like drag flicks, aerials, 3D skills. So Hopefully we'll see some of the same old faces this afternoon. It's 11 o'clock. That means it's time to wrap up. Thank you so much for joining me, everybody. Please share this video. Have a great day, and I can't wait to see your social media posts of where you were and how you got on. Take care, everyone.